Get ready with me while I talk about what has surprised me about being pregnant with my second baby. Okay, I am almost 33 weeks pregnant. Our first pregnancy was an IVF pregnancy. It took so long to get pregnant with our daughter. And then this pregnancy was a total surprise, and it's a boy. So it has been the most contrasting experience. It's been so different. Always dreamed of getting pregnant naturally without needing to do an infertility treatment. And it was so amazing. And then I still felt like we kind of dealt with the feelings of, we wanted this. This is like the best thing, everything that we've hoped for. But it was still so unexpected that it threw us for such a loop. And it took a while to kind of get used to the idea of being pregnant. We just were not expecting it at all. And this year, my husband, he quit his job and started a company, which has literally been so exciting. But still, the timing was crazy. So like, that in of itself was so different the second time around. He became self-employed and I'm self-employed. I'm a social media manager. So we both just kind of like entered in this world of, wow, we both feel a lot of pressure, and we're having a new baby and we have an 18-month-old. So it was just like, it honestly just felt so crazy. Also, a side note, let me know if you guys ever want me to talk about being a social media manager, because I hardly ever talk about it on here. And I have been a social media manager now for almost 2 years, and it's an amazing job if you want to work from home as a mom. So let me know if you want me to talk about it. Number one thing that I feel like has surprised me that I just wasn't expecting to feel with our second pregnancy is the fear of my toddler like almost being taken from me. And what I mean by that is, like, my first trimester, I was so sick with this pregnancy that I felt like I was losing my time and my connection with my toddler. And I like love her more than anything in the whole world. And so I was so sad that like I was just like losing that connection with my baby. And it was so hard, especially while I was sick. And I actually remember finding some TikToks of moms who were sharing like similar feelings, and it was so validating because I was like, okay, this is a common feeling. Like, the dynamic is changing and I'm not going to lose my toddler. This is a temporary setback. I am so sick and I am not able to be the mom that I have it in my head that I want to be, but it is temporary. But I feel like that was something that was so surprising that I wasn't expecting to feel. So that was surprising. And I also just, like, you hear moms talking about like, oh, like, how are you going to love your second baby as much as you love your first baby? And like, it's so crazy, but I'm like, I just am so afraid of that transition of 1 to 2. And I feel like that fear has also surprised me because I don't feel like I felt it with my first pregnancy the way that I have my second. And it is so reassuring to hear other moms talk about this too. And like, I don't know, like, it actually is like a really common feeling and fear among mothers. And so I don't know, I just figured I would share that too in case you also feel that way. So maybe what I'm saying is my fear this pregnancy has surprised me. I have felt more fear. And I think because like after you have your first baby, like, you know what postpartum is like, you know how crazy it is and how difficult it can be. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going to be doing this with also a toddler. And so you feel that kind of like that fear going into it. But I will say, as I have gotten closer, because I'm due now in less than 2 months, which is absolutely insane, the excitement really is starting to like set in more, and I feel more excited. And don't get me wrong, like, I am so thankful that we were able to get pregnant, and I've been so excited about this pregnancy, and like, I'm so excited that we get to have both a boy and a girl. That feels like such a blessing, and we're really excited to have a little baby boy. But I just have been surprised, I think, at the amount of fear that I've had about being a mom of 2 and feeling like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Am I going to be able to be a good mom to 2 babies. And I think that I will, but it's just a crazy experience. So anyway, that's what I feel like has surprised me the most with this pregnancy. The fear of having 2 babies. But whenever I get really scared, I start imagining my little newborn at Christmas, because our due date is in December, and snuggling a little newborn by the Christmas lights is like the thought that keeps me feeling excited and hopeful, and like I am just so excited to experience that. Well, that is my vulnerable thought for today. But just know that if you have any of those feelings, getting ready to be a second-time mom, we can do this. It's going to be amazing, and you are just not alone.